Welcome to Girl Talk. We're so glad you can join us. Today we are filming at the Vinery that's off of East Washington Avenue. Later on, we're going to talk about creativity, how to get creative, how to come in here and get some help being creative. We're actually going to do some jewelry making too. These are tiny little beads.
Those are pretty.
Aren't these neat? So you
That's
can take
turquoise.
just a tiny little thing like this, maybe string it on a necklace for a girlfriend or mom or yourself. Anyway, the great folks here at the Vinery will help us with that. Right now, though, we're talking financial. And there's a growing group of folks that are looking to be financially independent, especially the millennials. So here to help us with this topic is Sue Peck. She's with Evolution Financial. Hi, Sue. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start at the beginning. Financial independence. Can you define that? Exactly what does that mean?
So it means different things to different people. And so one of the things that people think of when it comes to millennials is having enough money to retire, but not necessarily being ready to retire yet. And then for other people who are a little bit older, it does mean I'm ready to retire. For some people, it means freedom or less stress. And for some people, like we've talked about, is not even having enough money to necessarily retire or be totally independent, but getting yourself out of a bad situation, whether it's a bad relationship, a bad home situation, a bad job, just being able to move on and being on your own.
Where maybe you're depending on something that's not so good for you and get out of that situation.
Exactly.
So talk a little bit about the different types of people and how they approach that financial journey of being independent.
Okay, so some people kind of put their heads down and they're just like, I don't really want to plan for it. I'm just going to hope for the best and keep trekking forward. Some people kind of throw out a random number, like, when I have $1 million, I'm going to be set. I'm going to be a millionaire, and that's all I need. And I think what people don't realize is a really good, safe withdrawal amount is around 4%. So if you have $1 million, that means you have $40,000 a year. And if that's your lifestyle, that's great. If it's not, you might want to plan a little bit more.
$1 million isn't what it used to be.
No, exactly.
So what are some of the misconceptions towards planning or towards acquiring your goals, financial goals?
So some people think that if they make a lot of money now, then they can have this great financial independence, retirement, it's going to be fantastic. But if you make $500,000 and you spend $500,000, you don't have anything. And so simply having a great job and making a lot of money doesn't give you that retirement or that independence that you're looking for. You actually need to plan and save to get there.
Okay, Sue, so what's the first step? How do we get started?
The first step is
writing it down.
figuring out your net worth. You know, it's just taking your assets minus your liabilities. So taking what you have minus what you owe. And just figuring out exactly where you are right now. So that way you can start to learn where you need to go in the future.
Interesting. And so what would hold someone back from doing this? Because this all sounds amazing and, you know, great for our future, but people don't jump on this right away.
Right. Well, it's confusing, right? You know, take a look at any 401k plan, and there are all these different mutual funds in there, and you don't know what they do, what they are, and it's really confusing to look at. And so this is perhaps going to sound a little funny, but the idea of global annihilation is actually something that keeps people back because what's the point? The world's going to end anyway. Why am I going to bother saving? Why am I going to bother trying?
Live for today.
Right. So it holds people back because what if the world doesn't end?
I hope it doesn't end.
Right, you got to have something.
Interesting.
So what advice do you have for people who want that jump start or how to get started?
How to get started. I mean, just come in, start to figure things out, and remember that you can actually control this. Like, this is something that you can do this. You know, you might need some guidance, but you need to understand that this is not something that is completely out of your control. And I also like to talk to people and just let them know that it's not the idea of escaping from something, it's the idea of moving towards something. You know, you don't want to go through life thinking, I'm in this horrible situation, I have to get out. It's more the idea of where am I going? I want to move towards something positive. So that's what I really want people to get out of the idea of planning.
It's never too late, right?
It's never too late. Exactly.
Always so much good information. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you
Sue
for having
Peck
me.
is with Evolution Financial. She's the founder, the president, and a CFP. We're Girl Talk. We'll be right back.